guys, Kate Koval she had already decided that she was going to leave Notre Dame. This is one of the huge changes that Notre Dame has been making. They've been bleeding players in a lot of ways. They have been bleeding players, Notre Dame. And now, 6'5" forward, Kate Koval is now going to LSU. Now, guys, Kate Koval was a huge recruit in this past year's class. And as a freshman, she played a decent amount of minutes, right? Averaged around 5.3 points a game, 4.7 rebounds a game, had about 1.7 blocks and about 18 minutes per game. She chose to transfer, and now she is headed to LSU for her sophomore year. A fun thing to note is that Kim Mulkey really wanted Kate Koval. Like, really, as a freshman, as an incoming freshman, Kim Mulkey was heavily recruiting Kate Koval. And Kate Koval even had a visit to LSU. She even had a visit to LSU. But ultimately, when it came down to it, she decided to pick Notre Dame over LSU. Now, sometimes when we see players get heavily recruited and then they choose another from various schools, they choose another school. Sometimes if at that school you chose, sometimes you're looking like, this situation isn't exactly what I wanted. Maybe I should run it back to to Kim Mulkey, who was recruiting me before. Maybe I should run it back. Kim, what's up? And Kim was clearly like, yes, we definitely want you back. We definitely want you back. So Kate Koval is going to a place that wanted her originally in LSU. Now, this is a big get, in my opinion, for LSU because they need size, right? This is a team that really does need size, and getting a 6'5" player is huge because you're losing Aneesah Morrow because she graduated, she go on to the W. You lost Samaya Smith, who is transferring from the team, and Kate Koval is in a really good position to just, boom, step right in, step right up, and make an impact, okay? She will go in and make an impact, and here's the deal. Similar to other teams, LSU is another team that is trying to figure out what exactly their future looks like. They're trying to reload. They lost a lot of players, right? Last-Tear Poa is gone. Aliyah Del Rosario is gone as well. And so Kate Koval is going to bring, someone who can be pretty physical down low, right? She's going to be very physical. Also, she does have 3 more years in college. And so I think that is huge. You already have Jersey Wolfenbarger still with the team for LSU. Having adding a player like a Kate Koval, I think is a great get. I think it's a really, really great get. And I think she really can be a sort of foundational piece. Now, I really do think this next season, I do think she's going to spend the next 3 seasons at LSU. I do. And I think that this season coming up will be a huge sort of leveling up opportunity for what Kate Koval can do. Because she has a lot of potential. She has a whole lot of potential. All right. Let's see what y'all have to say. Danny is saying great pick up from the portal for LSU. Yep. Jersey does have to get tougher. I agree with that. Yep. Marcia says, watch Kim prove me wrong, but I worry about LSU and the never-ending door of transfers year after year. Would love for Flage to come to UConn. Well, Marcia, I mean, LSU has proven that transfers work. Remember, the most crucial players for their championship squad came from the transfer portal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, the portal helps a lot of stuff, and maybe eventually LSU will become a lot more like TCU, where They're not looking to get the number one freshman class, because the number one freshman class doesn't matter. Can you get the number one transfers? Because transfers have more experience, more willing to just do what they need to do. Less hand holding in a lot of ways. And so maybe we'll just see her just stay with the transfer portal. We'll see. But the whole hype around the number one freshman class and all that other stuff, I think that is dying. I think the transfer portal is in a lot of ways really, really, really hurting incoming freshmen. I really do think it's hurting them. And maybe I'll make a separate stream about it, because I kind of want to dive into that, because it's a real thing that we have not. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And I don't think we will fully see it until 3 years down the road, where incoming players are like, well, there's no recruiters coming to my games and whatnot. You'll see the top 5 players, but other than that, I don't see it being that big of a thing for colleges to recruit incoming freshmen. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but it feels less and less like a desire for certain teams, because really the goal is the transfer portal. All right, let's see what y'all have to say. Joe says, I'm good with Aaliyah and Last-Tear going. Okay. Thank you so much, Gwen, for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Thank you. Keefa says, anyone leaving South Carolina, Edwards and Tessa need to be the foundation. Full Wiley if she is more structured. As of right now, no. I haven't heard anything. Have y'all? I haven't heard anything about the transfer portal and South Carolina. But in the post game presser for the championship game, Don Staley did hint at them really doing some deep dives in that transfer portal. So I think we can guarantee that some players will be coming in from the transfer portal. Will they could be coming out? I don't know. That's a different thing. That is a different thing. BU says, so Buddy from TCU is a better coach than Niele Ivey, ? I find that hard to believe. Well, he did outcoach Niele in the Sweet 16. And he has, in the short time that he's been at TCU, garnered a reputation of being a big players coach that people seem to love. Now, Niele Ivey is a players coach too, and you've seen some of the letters that players who are leaving have left, and they said that how much they loved. Some of them said how much they love Niele Ivey. So I don't think it's in a lot of ways, it's not all about who is the better coach. It's also about what coaching style is the better fit for me, and who else is on the roster, and how do I fit in on that. And so, she made the decision to leave, and I think that's fine. Hey, players have the autonomy to do whatever they want. She thinks it's a better fit. We'll see. We'll see about that next year, right? We'll all see. But I actually do think it's a good fit, though. I do. All right. Aliyah Del Rosario is 6'6", from the Dominican Republic, and she is leaving LSU as a sophomore to go somewhere else. And this is, I believe, news broke about this yesterday, or at least that's when I saw it, was yesterday. And you all know that Aliyah Del Rosario was a part of a very highly touted recruiting class for LSU in 2023. This was a big class, right? They have the number one freshman class, and at this point, pretty much everybody is gone from that freshman class. Aliyah Del Rosario had a lot of minutes in her freshman year. That's the year. She had a lot of minutes in her freshman year in 2023, or 2023, 2024, and that was because Samaya Smith got hurt, right? So Aliyah Del Rosario, who wasn't expected to play a whole bunch of minutes as a freshman, she played in 37 games. She played a lot of minutes in that year because of Samaya Smith's injury, right? As a freshman, Aaliyah averaged 11.2 minutes a game, 4.7 points a game, 3.5 rebounds a game. And then we go to this past year, and we saw Samaya Smith back healthy. Samaya Smith was back. LSU added in Jersey Wolfenbarger, and the minutes that Aliyah Del Rosario had dropped significantly. She went from 11.2 minutes a game to just 6.4 minutes a game on average. She averaged 2 points a game, averaged 2 rebounds a game. And she's like, you know what? I got to go. I have to go. And so Aliyah Del Rosario is now the third player to leave from the 2023 class for LSU. Janae Kent left last year to go to Texas A&M. Angelica Velez left last year to go to Syracuse. Now we see Michaela Williams as the last player in that 2023 freshman class to stay at LSU. And so we'll see. We will absolutely see. LSU has some pretty good incoming players as freshmen coming in for 2025. They also, as I just said, got Kate Koval coming in as well as a transfer, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens for LSU. This is a squad that's trying to get back to the Final Four, right? They're trying to get back to the Final Four. They're trying to get back to another championship, and they're gonna likely use the portal to really help with that. And I don't think losing a player like Aliyah Del Rosario is that big of a loss at all. I think there was, at least on my part, there was some expectation that we would see. Like I thought Aliyah Del Rosario had a really good freshman year, like considering all the stuff. And it just felt like as this year went, she just kind of took a back seat, and Jersey Wolfenbarger took her minutes. And hey, so she has to go somewhere else and find another place where she can where she can make some stuff happen. So yeah, so she'll go somewhere else. Maybe she stays in the SEC, but she'll go to a lesser team. I would say a team that is not in national title contention, and she'll work from there. Right? She still has 2 more years in college. Like she is a sophomore, so going into her junior year, I do think that she's gonna grow and get better for sure. For sure. All right.